where your thoughts and feelings are not suffocated by the incessant noise of everyday life. In these moments of quietude, we discover the ability to make decisions not based on ephemeral emotional reactions, but on logical reasoning, deep reflection, and intrinsic wisdom. This step back is your power tool. Transition to a space where you can breathe freely and see beyond the fog of the present moment. The second step in the process of detachment involves rationally pondering the need for distance. The decision to distance oneself from someone is not a rash act, but a methodical deliberation that reflects the wisdom and virtue of Stoicism. Imagine your existence as a maritime expedition, where the individuals in your life are comparable to winds and currents. Some of these contribute to smooth sailing, while others may lead you into turbulent waters. As the commander of this ship, it is crucial to discern which winds to favor and which storms to navigate around. This decision is not an escape, but a conscious steering of your life's trajectory, aligned with your values and personal well-being. Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher who transcended his status as a slave to become a sage, emphasized the importance of choosing associations that resonate with our inner being. Analyzing your relationships as mirrors allows you to see what they reflect back to you: serenity, evolution, and understanding or uncertainty, discomfort, and distress. Detachment is not an act of renunciation, but a conscious choice for the preservation of your own integrity and morality. Stoicism does not advocate for an unpassionate logic, but for a wisdom that encourages us to consider what people add to our lives: harmony or dissonance. In reflecting on this decision, remember the words of Epictetus: "We are not disturbed by what happens, but by our thoughts about what happens." The choice to distance oneself is not just about the person in question, but about your perception of their impact on your life. They could represent an exciting chapter in your development or a footnote that deviates from your path. Ultimately, opting for distance is an effort to create a life story of which you are proud. It's a commitment to fidelity to oneself, to your values, and to your journey. Stoicism teaches us to value relationships that enrich our narrative and to respectfully distance ourselves from those that do not add value. It's not about constructing a life where each person and experience is, where your thoughts and feelings are not suffocated by the incessant noise of everyday life. In these moments of quietude, we discover the ability to make decisions not based on ephemeral emotional reactions, but on logical reasoning, deep reflection, and intrinsic wisdom. This step back is your power tool. Transition to a space where you can breathe freely and see beyond the fog of the present moment. The second step in the process of detachment involves rationally pondering the need for distance. The decision to distance oneself from someone is not a rash act, but a methodical deliberation that reflects the wisdom and virtue of Stoicism. Imagine your existence as a maritime expedition, where the individuals in your life are comparable to winds and currents. Some of these contribute to smooth sailing, while others may lead you into turbulent waters. As the commander of this ship, it is crucial to discern which winds to favor and which storms to navigate around. This decision is not an escape, but a conscious steering of your life's trajectory, aligned with your values and personal well-being. Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher who transcended his status as a slave to become a sage, emphasized the importance of choosing associations that resonate with our inner being. Analyzing your relationships as mirrors allows you to see what they reflect back to you: serenity, evolution, and understanding or uncertainty, discomfort, and distress. Detachment is not an act of renunciation, but a conscious choice for the preservation of your own integrity and morality. Stoicism does not advocate for an unpassionate logic, but for a wisdom that encourages us to consider what people add to our lives: harmony or dissonance. In reflecting on this decision, remember the words of Epictetus: "We are not disturbed by what happens, but by our thoughts about what happens." The choice to distance oneself is not just about the person in question, but about your perception of their impact on your life. They could represent an exciting chapter in your development or a footnote that deviates from your path. Ultimately, opting for distance is an effort to create a life story of which you are proud. It's a commitment to fidelity to oneself, to your values, and to your journey. Stoicism teaches us to value relationships that enrich our narrative and to respectfully distance ourselves from those that do not add value. It's not about constructing a life where each person and experience is meticulously selected, but about forging a story that resonates with authenticity and meaning. The third step in this journey of detachment is to engage in a conversation with someone you trust. In moments when life seems like a puzzle with mismatched pieces, it's time to draw inspiration from Stoic wisdom. The resilience of great thinkers also highlights the importance of connections, emphasizing that having someone trustworthy is like finding an anchor amidst the storm. This interaction goes beyond a simple outpouring. It brings clarity and new perspectives. It's like having a co-pilot on your life journey, someone who helps with orientation when your own sense of direction seems confused. Seneca, with his profound understanding of the human being, valued the wisdom that comes from sharing. He saw a friend as a mirror that reflects not only our appearance, but our deepest truths. This interaction is more than just a reflection of ourselves. It's a means to understand our trajectory. By opening up to someone, we're not just sharing words, but inviting them into our inner universe, giving them a glimpse of our thoughts and feelings. This sharing creates a space of mutual understanding and support, where not only condolences are exchanged, but also valuable insights. The choice of whom to trust should be carefully considered, favoring someone who represents the values we hold dear. This person becomes an echo of our ideas, helping us to navigate our thoughts and emotions. Their role is not to solve our problems. Often, just listening is a great support. Their presence reminds us that we are not isolated in this journey. In sharing your thoughts, you may discover little gems of wisdom in your interlocutor's words, sparks of truth that illuminate different perspectives. Stoicism teaches us that life's obstacles are faced with serenity and the support of a chosen community. Your confidant is a vital part of this community, reaffirming that strength often comes from unity. Detaching from someone or a situation does not mean renouncing everything that is human. In fact, it is these human relationships that provide the strength and vision needed to navigate the intricate tapestry of existence. In conversations with this trusted person, which transcend mere casual dialogues, you find true bridges to clarity and anchors to navigate the changing seas of life. The fourth step towards detachment involves establishing boundaries for our emotions. When intense feelings dominate the emotional landscape, it's like being at the helm of a ship in the midst of a storm, where the emotional waves are strong and sometimes overwhelming. Stoic teaching is not about dodging these waves, but rather learning to navigate through them with skill and discernment. This means knowing when to let the waves carry us and when to firmly hold the ship's helm. Emotions are an inherent part of being human, but without clearly established boundaries, they can steer us off course. The skill lies in experiencing these emotions without letting them submerge us. Epictetus, with his profound understanding of the human spirit, reminds us that it's not the events themselves that affect us, but how we interpret them. This understanding is crucial for delineating emotional boundaries, like having a caretaker in our mind that welcomes each visitor, our feelings, but does not allow them to take over our inner space. For example, when feeling anger, we acknowledge its existence, understand its reason, but do not allow it to dominate our actions or feelings. To delineate our emotions is to dialogue with them, understanding their role and directing them so that they do not eclipse our logic. In practice, establishing these boundaries may mean allowing oneself a period to feel a certain emotion. We can say, "In this moment, I will allow myself to feel this frustration, but afterward, I will focus on solutions." This does not imply denying the feelings, but managing their influence over us. It's an act of balance, similar to a tightrope walker who recognizes the danger but maintains focus on the rope. By doing this, we respect our emotions without becoming their hostages. We feel, understand, and then redirect them towards a state of harmony and reason. This process is not about repressing emotions. It's about their moderation and management. The fifth and crucial step in the process of detachment is to carefully evaluate the potential consequences of this separation. When we find ourselves at the crossroads of the path of detachment, it is vital to pause and examine each possible route. Stoicism does not encourage hasty decisions. On the contrary, it emphasizes the need for deep reflection. Imagine each path as a potential future, each turn leading to different outcomes. What awaits you on the trail of distancing? Will it be growth, serenity, and a more consolidated identity, or remorse and longing for what was left behind? This exercise in foresight is not about predicting the future with accuracy, but preparing with prudence. Marcus Aurelius, an emperor who dealt with the burden of governing a vast empire, used reflection on the past to guide his future expectations, resonating with the Stoic approach of using past experiences as a compass for future decisions. Think about the times you distanced yourself and evaluate the outcomes. Did the distancing bring clarity and tranquility, or did it result in isolation and regret? Use these retrospections as a map, learning from past lessons to better navigate the future. Additionally, pondering the impact of your decision on others is essential. Stoicism guides us to balance our personal needs with the collective good. When detaching, question whether this action promotes your personal development and positively contributes to others' lives, or, conversely, could cause harm or misunderstandings. This step goes beyond exclusive concern for self-interest. It's about aligning your well-being with the broader context in which we are embedded. It's similar to walking attentively in a garden, ensuring that your steps favor flourishing rather than harming the plants. Detachment, from a Stoic perspective, is an exercise in careful wisdom, a considered decision that takes into account not only the self, but also the complex network of relationships in which we are intertwined. The sixth step in the journey of detachment is to give yourself a break from social media. Imagine your mind as a placid lake. Now, think of social networks as raindrops, constantly disturbing that calm surface. Each update, notification, and comparison is a drop that disrupts the serenity of the lake. This philosophy, rooted in times long before the digital age, offers us timeless wisdom for dealing with such distractions. Seneca, reflecting on the fleetingness of life, might consider social media as a modern source of countless unnecessary distractions, especially in the process of detachment. This step is about reclaiming our time and attention, intentionally choosing where to focus our valuable energy. In the realm of social media, our attention is the most coveted asset. By distancing ourselves from them, we are not just avoiding a digital deluge, but creating space for our minds to breathe and reflect. It's like closing the curtains to muffle the noise of a busy street where the constant clamor persists but, for a moment, ceases to be our focus. You find yourself in a peaceful environment, conducive to reflection and understanding. Taking a break from social media is not an escape, but an act of self-care, a discernment of what strengthens us and what drains us. In this pause, notice the transformation in your mental state, a sense of calm, presence, and heightened awareness of your own thoughts and emotions. This self-awareness is the essence of Stoicism, recognizing what is within our control and letting go of what is not. Understand that while we may not stop the rain, we can choose to seek shelter and appreciate the sound of the drops without getting wet. Interrupting the use of social media may feel like jumping off a speeding train, but it is in stillness that we find clarity. When temporarily stepping away from the digital world, remember the words of Seneca and use this time for enriching activities such as reading, walking, journaling, or engaging in hobbies that nourish your spirit. This break is a chance to reconnect with yourself, a moment to rediscover your essence in silence, away from the collective tumult. The seventh step in the journey of detachment is an invitation to deliberately focus on your most fundamental needs. As we progress on this path, it is vital to turn our attention to the core of our being. Here, we find the heart of Stoicism, the focus on what truly matters for our inner growth and well-being. This involves shedding the superfluous, the noise, and the trivialities to cultivate what truly nourishes the soul. Go beyond material needs, diving deeper into aspects such as emotional sustenance, moral integrity, and personal development. Visualize your life as a garden. What are the crucial elements for your flourishing? Just as sunlight and water are vital for plants, identify what is indispensable for your emotional and spiritual growth. Epicurus, who was born and thrived amidst adversity, deeply understood the importance of focusing on what is essential. His teachings encourage us to discern between the necessary and the superfluous. True wealth, according to Epicurus, does not lie in possessing many possessions but in having few needs. Apply this philosophy to your emotional life, reflecting on what is necessary for you to feel fulfilled, stable, and at peace. Remember that often, less is more in a world filled with choices and distractions. Finding contentment in simplicity and depth involves pondering what truly brings authentic happiness and peace. In practice, this may mean dedicating time to reflect on what brings you genuine joy, whether in solitude, meaningful conversations, engaging in a hobby, or other activities that nourish your spirit. Identifying these essential needs and prioritizing them is like packing for a journey, taking only what adds value to your experience. This intentional focus facilitates detachment from what is unnecessary, be it people or situations that are not in tune with your basic needs. By centering your life around these fundamental needs, you establish a solid foundation of stability and contentment. This is not a one-time exercise but a continuous process, a constant return to what truly matters. As you journey through life, keep revisiting your fundamental needs, adapting and realigning them as you grow and transform. This focus is your compass, guiding you through the complexities of life with clarity and purpose. Living intentionally, and not just existing, is at the heart of Stoicism. If you're enjoying it, don't forget to leave your comment to help boost engagement with our content. If you don't have anything to comment, simply say, "Gratitude is the key," and mention today's date. Let's keep going. The eighth step, the celebration of gratitude and the recognition of the present, represents a crucial turning point in our journey towards detachment. Here, we dive deep into the virtue of gratitude, which stands out as a central pillar in Stoicism. This stage involves a close and appreciative look at what we have right now, identifying the blessings and valuable lessons hidden in each of our experiences. The practice of gratitude goes beyond simply thanking for the joys of life. It also encompasses the ability to value the learning that arises from challenging moments. By cultivating a grateful spirit, we are capable of contemplating the world and our experiences from an entirely new perspective. Obstacles transform into steps that lead us to personal growth and the strengthening of our character. This paradigm shift leads us to shift our focus from deficiencies to a deep appreciation of the blessings within our reach. The constant practice of counting blessings, be it meaningful encounters, the contemplation of natural beauty, or moments of serenity and deep reflection, enhances our ability to live in the present with fullness and awareness, strengthening our emotional resilience. This practice can be compared to weaving a rich tapestry of experiences where each thread of gratitude adds color and texture to the great mosaic of our existence. This step invites us to celebrate life in its entirety, welcoming each experience as a valuable opportunity for learning and personal enrichment. Therefore, by incorporating gratitude into our journey of detachment, we open the doors to a deeper connection with the present moment and a profound understanding of the meaning of life. It is as if we are exploring an uncharted treasure, where the wealth lies not only in the things we possess but also in the lessons we extract from our experiences. So, I invite you to embrace this 8th step with enthusiasm and curiosity, as it offers us the key to a fuller and more meaningful life. Step 9, the promotion of flexibility and the willingness to change. In this crucial stage of the journey of detachment, we are challenged to accept not only the transience of all things, but also the unpredictability of the world around us. Life is a constant flow of events, some of which are beyond our control. However, what we can control is our attitude and response to these events. Flexibility of mind, in this context, is not just a passive response to changes, but an active posture of adaptation. It means being willing to let go of our old conceptions and attachments when necessary, and embracing the unknown with courage. It's like navigating a turbulent river, constantly adjusting our course as the currents take us. This doesn't mean giving up our values and principles, but finding flexible ways to apply them in different situations. The practice of flexibility also allows us to develop emotional resilience. By accepting change as a natural part of life, we reduce the resistance and suffering that often come with fighting the inevitable. Instead, we learn to flow with circumstances, turning challenges into opportunities for growth. Furthermore, flexibility empowers us to see the positive potential even in the most adverse situations. This doesn't mean ignoring suffering or denying difficulty, but finding ways to learn from these experiences and grow as individuals. Ultimately, Step 9 invites us to dance with life, to embrace its changes and twists with grace and humility. It reminds us that life is a journey of continuous discovery, and our ability to adapt and learn is what allows us to thrive amidst uncertainty. Therefore, by adopting flexibility as a fundamental principle in our pursuit of detachment, we are preparing ourselves for a richer, more meaningful, and resilient life. If you're enjoying this, don't miss out on the opportunity. Purchase the ebook now, Stoicism in the 21st Century, Ancient Strategies for Modern Challenges, and unlock your prosperity, abundance, and improve your relationships with this ebook. Link in the pinned comment. Step 10. Practice empathy and sharing. In the 10th step of the path of detachment, we focus our attention on cultivating empathy and practicing sharing. Inspired by Stoic principles, we recognize the importance of deeply connecting with others and positively contributing to their lives. Empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of others. In this step, we learn to listen attentively, to put ourselves in the shoes of others, and to acknowledge their perspectives and emotions. This allows us to establish more meaningful connections with the people around us, creating relationships based on understanding and solidarity. Sharing, on the other hand, involves actively contributing to the well-being of others. This can be done in various ways, from offering emotional support to assisting with concrete actions. By practicing sharing, we not only enrich the lives of others, but also strengthen our own sense of purpose and fulfillment. In this step, it is crucial to remember that detachment does not mean distancing ourselves from human relationships, but transforming them into more meaningful connections. Empathy and sharing are like bridges that connect us to others in a deep and authentic way. By practicing empathy and sharing, we contribute to a more compassionate and supportive world, aligning our actions with Stoic values of virtue and kindness. This allows us to live a fulfilling life where detachment does not make us indifferent, but makes us more aware and connected human beings. Step 11. Nourish your mind and body. In the 11th step of the path of detachment, we direct our attention to taking care of our mind and body. This step is essential for maintaining emotional and physical balance as we navigate the complexities of life. We begin with the care of the mind by practicing mindfulness and self-reflection. Mindfulness involves being present in the moment, observing our thoughts and emotions without judgment. This helps us cultivate mental clarity and reduce stress. Self-reflection, on the other hand, allows us to understand our patterns of thinking and behavior, identifying areas where we can grow and improve. Furthermore, we dedicate time to nourishing the mind through reading, learning, and practicing creative skills. This allows us to expand our knowledge, stimulate our creativity, and maintain an agile and curious mind. When it comes to taking care of the body, we value the importance of healthy eating, regular exercise, and adequate rest. The body is the vehicle that allows us to experience the world, and caring for it is fundamental to a balanced life. This step reminds us that detachment is not just about freeing ourselves from worries and stress, but also about investing in our physical and mental well-being. As we nourish our mind and body, we are better prepared to face life's challenges with resilience and serenity, aligning ourselves with Stoic principles of virtue and wisdom. This step is a reminder that self-care is an essential part of the path of detachment. When we embark on the path of detachment, whether from complications, people, or situations, we encounter a wealth of deep insights and practical guidance in the lessons of Stoicism. This millennia-old philosophy encourages us to take a step back, to carefully ponder the reasons that lead us to detachment, to engage in enlightening dialogues, to establish boundaries for our emotional reactions, and to consider the consequences of our choices. As we distance ourselves from incessant external influences, such as those of social media, and focus on our essential needs, our actions align with Stoic principles. Stoicism, with its timeless wisdom, teaches us that detachment is not synonymous with emotional insensitivity. On the contrary, it is the path to achieving inner tranquility and resilience as we navigate the intricate human relationships and life's challenges. Stoic principles shine as a beacon, offering inspiration and guidance toward a life enriched by virtue, wisdom, and emotional strength. This philosophy not only equips us to face life's vicissitudes with greater serenity, but also empowers us to cultivate deeper and more meaningful relationships, both with ourselves and with others. Thus, Stoicism proves to be a valuable guide on the path to a more conscious and balanced life. If you enjoyed this, subscribe, leave your like and your comment. Always be grateful.